Finally, we traveled to Kingfisher County to visit a family that has had their name on the same mailbox for over 3 generations.
When I come home and if I bring somebody from this city and I said, my dad grew up in a house on the other side of the house that we live in now, and this is the only address that he's known for 75 years, they're amazed.
This is where I grew up, been here all my life.
And all of Ruel's life only goes back 75 years. The Kinslows go back even further in Kingfisher County history.
My dad was born about a couple of miles north of here and back to the east. My mother, she was born down about 2 or 3 miles west of here, and then back down close to the river.
I really didn't know the history of our family up until a few years ago when I actually started working with Dad. I was a school counselor, and we were out during the summer, and I said I was going to be looking for something, and Dad was like, well, you can help me. So that was when I really started helping him out, and we would go to different places and check cattle, and he would tell me the story of how his dad had actually gotten this land or who used to live here. It was like my own history lesson and Black history lessons. So I enjoyed just riding with him during the days and checking the cattle and just hearing the different stories about the area.
The only times that he has left this address was to serve his country and shortly thereafter get a degree at Langston University. Otherwise, he was working the ground for a wheat or a mung bean crop, working beef cattle, or early on, working for his dad in the family dairy.
I used to hate that dairy because twice a day, you know what you're going to do. You're going to milk cows twice a day. Morning, I milk before I went to school. I milk when I come home from school. Sometimes your spirit will lead you back to your home ground. And I actually believe it was, godly spirit that led me back here.
All 3 of his children are making their way back to the family land and helping out as they can. While thinking about their heritage, they're also thinking about the future of Kinslow Farms.
My brothers and I have sat down and kind of talked about what it may look like in the future, how we're going to do this. And like Dad said, if it's something that we don't want to do, then, it's our choice. But I think we would like to keep it in the family as much as possible. Probably the problem will be, after we get old, what's going to happen, and I think that's the scary part, but it's nothing that we can worry about right now. We just have to say, okay, this is what we're going to do in the next 10, 15, 20 years.
But if you think about it, what you've been doing your whole lifetime, whether subconsciously or not, is you've probably been trying to build a legacy for your kids and your grandkids as well. And so to give them the best chance of success in moving into that role, you got to give them that a little bit at a time, giving them some more responsibility, some more management decision-making power. And that's why succession planning really helps with the expected. And so your succession plan is also an important emergency procedure, so that if something unexpected happens, it doesn't have to disrupt the farm or ranch. It's certainly going to be personally devastating, but there's no reason that it has to result in the ranch, coming apart.
But as I done got older and the kids done got grown, I just enjoy running around here looking at the cows. I use it as a hobby. That's a hobby to me.